Hello everybody, my name is Jason O'Neill. I am 14 years old and I am the creator and founder of Pencil Bugs. Pencil Bugs are handcrafted pencil poppers that I've been making since I was 9. When I was 9 years old, my mom was painting wooden door stoppers to sell at a craft fair. I wanted to help her to get part of the money. I thought it was a brilliant idea. But my mom didn't really think so. She said no. She said I had to come up with my own idea, so she kind of turned me down. And at that point, I drew out some designs on paper, and I finally came up with the idea of my pencil bugs. So I took $10 of my own money, and I made 24 pencil bugs to sell at the craft fair. Amazingly, they all sold out, every single one of them. And I made some extra money, and life was good. I was happy. That was all I was worried about. And the funny thing was, my mom only sold 2 of her door stoppers, so I'm kind of glad that I made my decision. I've teased her about that ever since. I didn't really think too much about my product after that. I made some money, that was it. I wasn't really planning on starting a business. I thought that pencil bugs were just a one-time deal. But then, during Christmas vacation, which was soon after, I had some more supplies, so I made a couple more pencil bugs to bring to school. So I was just planning on using them on my own pencil and giving some to my friends. But as kids do, they wondered what they were and where they could get them. So I told them that I made them, and soon kids started ordering them. I was a little surprised, but I was happy to take orders and sell them. So I continued making more and more. My little idea was really catching on. I wasn't expecting that at all. Now, I want to stop here for a minute. By a show of hands, who thinks that $100 is a lot of money? Okay. That's what I thought. $100 can buy a lot. Next question. Who here has $100 with them right now? I know I don't. Anybody? Wow. Okay, I didn't think so. Now imagine a 4th grader. They're maybe 9 or 10 years old. One of my classmates came up to me on the playground. He reached into his pocket just like this and pulled out 2 $50 bills, $100. At that age, I hadn't even seen one $50 bill, let alone 2 $50 bills. It was amazing. And he offered to buy my business. I would have never expected that. I had to think about that for a minute, because $100 was a lot of money, and it still is a lot of money. But I figured that if I continued my business, that I'd be able to make much more than his $100. So I turned down his offer. And it was at that point that I decided to take my simple idea and turn it into a real business. One of the hardest parts, I think, about being a young entrepreneur is that you can't sign the legal documents. You'll need an adult, usually a parent, to help. If you have an idea and your parents aren't able to help for whatever reason, don't give up. There are a lot of people like teachers, older siblings, there are a lot of adults who their job is to help kids with business or whatever they want to do. So there are always people who will help. I was 10 years old. I was in the 4th grade. Even though I had a business, I was still a normal kid. I did homework, I had chores at home, I played with friends, I played video games, I did normal kid stuff. Then once I started making money, I wanted to donate to help other kids. I decided to donate to Rady Children's Hospital in San Diego. Each quarter, I buy toys, games, books, and other activities for the kids. And then at Christmas time, I wanted to do something extra special for the kids. So I put a request on my website to see if anybody else wanted to help. 15 companies and individuals donated products, and including my own pencil bugs money, I was able to get 50 big gift bags full of fun things for the kids. And then in 2009, I wanted to see if I could top the previous year. I want to see if I can do something even bigger and better. So I set a goal of buying 250 teddy bears for the kids. I wasn't sure I could reach that goal, but I was sure determined to try. By early November, I had raised enough money to buy 400 bears, way beyond my goal. I would have never expected that. That was good enough. But then, right before Thanksgiving, KNSD TV in San Diego interviewed me on their news. Then the very next day, my story hit MSN's homepage, and donations started pouring in from all around the world. By December 18th, when I delivered the bears, I had raised over $5,000, including my own money, to buy 1,800 teddy bears. That was so many, we had to get a big truck to haul them down there. And I've already started on this year's 2010 fundraiser. I want to see if I can make it even bigger than it was before. And since the bears were such a big hit with the kids, I decided to name this year's fundraiser, The Bears Are Back in Town. So you can check out my website, pencilbugs.com, for more information or to donate. Every little bit makes a difference. Getting media attention takes a lot of work. And even if you have a website, you still need a way for people to find you. A website is important, but it doesn't automatically guarantee success. People always ask how I get all of my media coverage. The first thing to know is that I've done it all without a marketing budget. And you can too, but it means being creative and trying all ideas. Some of the highlights that I'm pretty proud of include being named on a Forbes top 10 list for role models 18 and under.
Wow.
And I was only 12. And I heard the name Forbes, but I didn't really realize what a big business magazine that was. Being named on the top 10 list was pretty cool, because I was on there with people like Miley Cyrus, Nick Jonas.
Oh, not Miley Cyrus.
I knew somebody would say that. There was Olympic gold medalist Shawn Johnson, along with many other celebrities. And that was really cool. I didn't think of myself as a role model, let alone a celebrity. So that was a really big honor. TV is probably the media that most people want to be on, especially if it's a national show. I've done several interviews on local stations and also a few network ones. Now, does anybody remember the game show 1 vs. 100?
Yes.
It was on NBC a while ago. There's still reruns every once in a while. A couple of you. Well, for those of you who don't know, it was a game where there was one contestant versus 100 people in a mob. I was on their episode where there was one adult contestant and 300 kids in the mob. 300. 100. I don't know what I was thinking. They called me their kid mogul or business person. Unfortunately, I didn't really win any money. I missed the second question, unfortunately. But I did get to talk to the host on air about my business, so that was pretty cool. And I didn't really feel too embarrassed about missing the second question, because 46 other kids also missed that question. So it wasn't too bad. I'm also on the first episode of the new season of PBS Biz Kids, so you can check your local channels for when it's going to be on. Contests are a good way to get free publicity. Sometimes it's hard to find contests for kids, and so you have to do some research. When I was 11, I was the youngest to receive the Young Entrepreneur of the Year award, sponsored by Young Entrepreneurs of America. The funny thing about that was that the rules said you had to be 16 or older, so I kind of broke the rules to enter. And I decided that I'd submit my entry anyway, and I said that there were a lot of kids younger than 16 who were doing great things and had businesses. Amazingly enough, they actually agreed with what I said and made a category for kids under 16, and I was the first person to receive that award. So I think that was pretty cool. Books are another good form of publicity. My story has been included in several best-selling books like Chicken Soup for the Soul, Extraordinary Teens, among many others. Besides my original pencil bugs, I have greeting cards, bookmarks, birthday invitations, and thank you cards, many other products. My most recent product is my new business book, Bitten by the Business Bug. To best describe the book is probably the subtitle, Common Sense Tips for Business and Life from a Teen Entrepreneur. Some people try to make things too complicated. It's sometimes a kid who needs to simplify things. Now, it's written for kids and adults because there are stories and advice that almost any age can relate to. If you have an idea, don't be afraid to try. Be open to possibilities and don't be afraid of making mistakes. The bad mistake is the one that you don't learn from, so always learn from your mistakes. The one thing is that none of us will know what will happen in the future. The only guarantee is, we do nothing, we're guaranteed to get nothing. So just try your ideas, have fun, and don't be too narrow-focused on one goal, because you might miss other things along the way. So I'd like to thank you for being such a great audience. I hope to talk to a lot of you afterward. Now, does anybody have any questions?